Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media here, and Donald Trump made some comments on Friday night that have seen a lot of controversy. Check it out.
Very much against the Second Amendment. She wants to destroy your Second Amendment. Guns, 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 right? I think what we should do is she goes around with armed bodyguards like you have never seen before. I think that her bodyguards should drop all weapons. They should disarm, right? Right? I think they should disarm immediately. What do you think? Yes? Yes. Yeah. Take their guns away. She doesn't want guns. Let's see what happens to her.
Now, he doubled down on Twitter later that night with this tweet. Now, of course, this isn't the first time that Donald Trump has made these kinds of comments. He made them 8 months ago and again about 5 months ago, as you can see in this clip right here.
And they want to take them away. Heartless hypocrites like the Clintons want to take this and they want to get rid of guns, and yet they have bodyguards that have guns. So I think that in addition to calling for them to name judges, we'll also call them and let their bodyguards immediately disarm. Okay?
And Clinton's campaign shot back with this comment. They said, "This kind of talk should be out of bounds for a presidential candidate." Now, how ridiculous is this? Donald Trump simply said that if Hillary Clinton is going to push forward this kind of gun control, perhaps she should disarm herself. But then, of course, a slew of idiot media pundits came forward, and you could see a few of their comments right here.
When you hear that comment, let's say Joe Schmo out in the audience said something like that. That would be seen, most likely, as a threat of some sort, and he would be hauled away. How is it that Donald Trump gets away with it?
Is he off the rails again? Why would he say, take away her bodyguards and see what happens to her?
This wasn't new for him. And, you know, this is a guy who walks right up to the line and then steps over it on a routine basis. And frankly, he doesn't get called for it.
And then a Fox News panelist earlier today claimed that if Trump believes what he's saying, he should disarm his bodyguards.
It's also a strange thing for a man to say who is also himself surrounded by bodyguards all the time. Usually when that kind of argument is made, it's by somebody who has to defend themselves.
Now, do these people actually understand what he's talking about? They can't seem to comprehend a simple sentence. He simply said because Hillary Clinton believes in gun control, which she very much does, and really extreme communist gun control, that maybe she shouldn't be armed herself, because this idea that the citizens shouldn't be able to arm themselves, but these politicians that push these crazy talking points forward should be able to. It's just really stupid, and they can't seem to comprehend what Donald Trump's talking about. The idea that now he should disarm himself, that's not the point. How do you not comprehend this? How do you not get what he's saying? They just don't get it. It reminds me of Kanye West on South Park starting a national campaign of outrage because people kept calling him a gay fish and he just didn't get it.
Now, explain it to me. Why do people think I'm a gay fish?
Cause you like fish dicks, man. Come on, man. Don't you get it? Please, just get it, man.
Now, I'm no fan of Donald Trump. I personally believe that you should be able to control your own lives. However, this kind of media backlash is exactly why Donald Trump is so popular. This kind of stupid rhetoric where they don't actually understand the point and they try and go with it and try and create some shitstorm is exactly why he's so popular. I mean, as I showed you, he has talked about this before. The media didn't latch onto it then, but now they're claiming that he's inciting violence, that he's threatening her, and then maybe he should disarm himself. That's not the point. Of course, Clinton has come out in the past and claimed that she wants to abolish the NRA, ban handguns and semi-automatics, and even Clinton delegates have claimed in private that the plan was to ban all guns. Now look at these idiots on Twitter. I'll read a few of these Twitter messages out. This moron says, Donald Trump hints at Hillary Clinton's assassination. Says her bodyguards should disarm. No, that's not what he said. This moron named Brian claims Trump really can't go 24 hours without elevating racism, inciting violence. Last chance for media to get it right. And then the New York Times said, Trump said Clinton's bodyguards should disarm and see what happens to her once again, hinting at violence. He's not hinting at violence. If you're going to talk about violence, let's look at Hillary's record of destroying and desecrating the Middle East, arming ISIS, and basically overthrowing governments and causing all-out chaos and divide, which has led us to the problems we see today. 1.1 million innocent civilians dead, 600,000 of them children. That's a conservative estimate. Now that is violence. And of course that dipshit Perez Hilton says, Donald Trump is inciting violence against Hillary Clinton. This man is making Republicans look so bad. Now personally, I think Perez Hilton should stick to his day job of talking about Miley Cyrus's period and wasting people's life with useless information on who's dating who. Donald Trump has said some moronic stuff, but this isn't one of those cases, people. He's making an observation that a lot of us are thinking of. It's in no way inciting violence, it is in no way threatening, and it is in no way being hypocritical because maybe he should disarm himself. This is a simple statement that, of course, the media has to break out into this massive controversy, all while Hillary Clinton should be facing countless charges for not just espionage, but absolute corruption with pay-to-play operations at the State Department while threatening her husband's rape victims and destabilizing countries all over the world. And then on top of all that, claiming that you shouldn't be able to defend yourself, but she should, because apparently she's more important than the vast populace. Apparently she's not a public servant. She's a ruler that rules with an iron fist over all of you, and that should be the way it is, and anyone that questions it is either sexist, racist, or inciting some kind of violence. This is where free speech has come to, good people. This is how they have been able to warp the truth into some kind of violent rhetoric. Don't fall for it. Rule yourselves, disregard the BS mainstream media talking points, and educate yourself by doing your own research instead of regurgitating these points. If I had a nickel for every time since Hillary Clinton claimed that all Donald Trump supporters, or half of them, were in a basket of deplorables, if I had a nickel for every time people have now been calling me a deplorable, I'd have quite a few nickels. That's how it works. They say these talking points and they expect idiots to latch onto it and just regurgitate it without any actual due diligence. This is getting totally ridiculous, and I just think that they almost are playing out some kind of script. The more they push this kind of BS rhetoric, the more popularity Trump gains. We've seen things like this with Hillary Clinton's so-called alt-right speech, where she called out the alt-right on racism and bigotry by reading out Milo Yiannopoulos headlines from Breitbart. They're troll articles. And one thing you don't do is feed the trolls, but that's exactly what she did, because she's showing herself to be an old lady who has absolutely no comprehension of how the world works, how people act in modern day society, and that maybe complaining about a joke makes you look bad and gives more fodder for the other side. This kind of garbage just gives me a headache, and it should give you guys a headache too. I can't believe the level of ignorance and stupidity that's coming out of these people's mouths. But I really shouldn't be surprised, because it's been going on for a long time. And these globalists are really desperate at this point, and they're doing everything they can to call out anyone who speaks out against them. And in doing that, they're basically causing us to win. Check the links below. Patreon, GoFundMe. We can't do it without you, good people. Any bit of donation is very much appreciated, because we do this all for free. So thank you. Stay tuned for more from World Alternative Media. This is Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media signing out. Find the truth. Be the change.